Welcome to another episode of Makina Moto Features.
Please, Mother Mercy, won't you take me from this place? And long winded curses I keep hearing in my head, and words never listen, and teachers, oh, they never learn. I'm warm from the candle that I feel too cold to burn. He came from an island and he died from the street. And he hurt so bad like a soul breaking, but he never said nothing to me.
Sa tagal ng Mio sa merkado, sa tagal niyang minentain at itinaguyod ang standard on how a proper automatic should behave, hindi ako gulat na yes, may bago na naman sila. And not just a new release from a previous model, but rather a new line altogether. Hindi po ito existing Mio na model, tas gumawa sila ng bagong variation nito. No, this is a completely new line. Meron po silang bagong kapatid at iba rin yung ugali nito. Yung Mio, if I may point out, ay yung isa sa mga pioneers ng pagtulak ng lifestyle sa automatic na motor at pagtali nito sa reliability and sturdiness. I'm talking about the mid-2000 onwards. One time, I was in Thailand about 2007, 2008. Grabe, nalula po ako doon. During that time, naka-Fino po ako. So, sobra kong tuwa pagdating ko doon na ang daming accessories, ang daming mods na available for my scoot. So, para akong bata sa toy store, kumuha ako ng mags, kumuha ako ng pipe, kumuha ako ng body kit. Tapos, alam niyo yung classic windshield para doon sa Fino? Bale, ang bili ko doon sa Thailand, mga 120 pesos. So, ang ginawa ko nun, bumili ako ng 10, pagdating sa Pilipinas, binenta ko ng 800. Dami talagang pwedeng laruin. Gusto mo ng mod, custom, and performance? Mio yon. Playtime talaga. Noong nabalitaan ko na may bagong Mio na lalabas, to be honest with you, nagtaka din ako kung ano pa ba ang pwede nilang gawin. Kasi, steady na yung lineup nila. I mean, we have the Aerox Lite. That's steady. Tapos kalalabas lang ng Mio Gravis. Which, by the way, that is my complete favorite amongst the entire Mio lineup. For me, yung Mio Gravis, that's the Mio to own. And then you have the rest of the Mio lineup. You have the Mio Sporty, the Mio I-125, Mio Soul. Lahat yan poste sa Mio lineup. So, ano pa ba pwede nilang gawin, di ba? Well, Yamaha. May naisingit pa silang isang variant despite all that. And hindi lang ito mema lang para lang masabi na may bagong dagdag. The Mio gear has specific traits na hindi natin makikita sa ibang Mio. And I'll get to that later on. Before natin pasukan kung ano ang nagpapaiba sa kanya sa mga kapatid niya, let's talk about the common traits first. Of course, 125cc engine, single overhead cam, 2 valves, with 9.3 horsepower. Meron po siyang 9.6 Nm of torque, fuel injected syempre. Langis kaya 0.8 liters, so very efficient. Ang gulong meron po tayong 80-80-14 sa harap. Sa likod naman, it is 170-14. Both tubeless. Drum brake po siya sa likod. Yun lang, sana disc brake na yung likod. This, folks, is the Mio I-125. We have the S version and the standard version. Welcome to the Philippines. Ngayon, between the two, I don't care if this is the more expensive one. Grabe yung kulay nito. Sobrang type na type ko tong matte gray na to. This type of color and shade, nauso tong color na to, I think 3-4 years back. Yung MT series ng Yamaha nun, yung mags nila may lumabas, ganyan yung kulay. Sobrang ganda. And I'm glad it's now in their automatic segment. Ang tawag ko dito is Massilia Gray. Ganda. While this is Still not a bad sheen, not a bad hue. Wala eh. Mas okay pa rin to. Itong kulay na to, it's pleasing my eyes. So if you first look at the Mio gear, may sense siya na parang ang daming kakaiba, yet napaka-familiar ng dating niya. So meron silang mga little things here and there that I will get into that shows na ang Yamaha in the Mio gear, they're trying to make it even tougher. Let me show you. Okay, so what we have here is the tandem step scratch protect. And you will notice one of the things na pinagyayabang pabonggahan ng itsura ng Mio is this side, di ba? Paganda ng pintura, graphics, and so on and so forth. Sa Mio gear, take a look. Hindi lang to parang from here, unpainted, tapos black na siya. Hindi po ganun. If you look closely, this material is thicker. It's tougher. Hindi siya parang yung panel dito. Completely different material. Isa na to kung bakit mas toughened yung Mio gear compared to the other Mios. Siyempre, research ng mga Yamaha folks, the engineers, they've noticed na especially those who use their Mios para sa pillion riding, paghatid ng mga kids nila or asawa, and a lot of wear and tear happens here. So, ni-reinforce to ng Yamaha. It's a tougher part. Katok pa lang eh. You can tell na mas manipis to eh. You know how you can tell? Lower frequency. Ta-ta-ta. 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 Thicker. You will also find this material dito po sa side na to. It's the same thing. Meron siyang ridges dito, anti-scratch. So another part na mas tinoughen din nila sa Mio. They have less graphics here, less painted parts. And so far, sa lahat ng Mio, looks-wise, we're talking about just the 125. Siyempre yung Aerox category, ibang level yun. Pogi naman talaga Aerox. But if you're talking about the Mio series, this is probably my second favorite. Yung Gravis ang all-time favorite ko ngayon. Hindi ko pa rin makalimutan ng Gravis. Pero this one, in terms of style and look at the gray, look at those sharp lines over there. Tapos meron kang black dito, may black ka dito. I mean, pogi, di ba? So if you look at the side here, meron din nakalagay, side protection. So what I'm seeing all here with all of these reinforced parts, anti-scratch, side protection, parang worry-free, ride ka lang ng ride. Kahit anong gawin mo, pogi pa rin siya kasi stylish naman siya. I mean, look at how it looks, right? Without you having to baby it na kailangan mo i-wax ng mayat-maya. Unang-una, di mo ito mawawax kasi matte nga siya di ba? At the most, banlaw lang ng tubig, tanggalan ng putek, punas, done. Larga ka na. And you're still gonna look good. And I just wanna show you here also, may crevice din siya dito. Diba, hindi siya parang, alam mo iba, stinikeran lang. Talagang may ukit. Yamaha calls this the rider side backstep. Packet. So, ang nangyayari, Yamaha is basically listening to customers. Now, observe nila yung mga habits ng mga customers, Mio users. I've been calling this part the gulay board. For good reason. A lot of people use this ang lalagyan ng gamit. So, this gulay board, if it is on your footstep, saan mo ngayon lalagay yung paa mo? Diba? Ang naging habit ng mga rider, ilalagay nila yung paa nila dito. Sabi ni Yamaha, okay, we will adjust, which is dapat ganun talaga, you know, we always adjust to the comfort and the ergonomics of a human being. Nag-evolve yung motor to the comfort of the person. Nilagyan nila ng ridges, parang anti-slip, which is great. So, from here, pag meron kang gulay, pwede mo lagay yung paa mo dito sa gilid at hindi ka basta-basta matudulas. Maganda yung kapit niya because of these ridges against the sole of your foot. Okay din ang Yamaha, they have a double hook, right? They have a hook here, pang sabit ng stuff, and meron din silang hook dito. So, sabit, sabit. We have an electric power socket over here. As you can see, lighter socket type. Now, if I were to give a suggestion, I think maganda moving forward na USB port na siya, diba? Most of our gadgets are USB driven already at this point. So, it would be nice na rekta na siya na USB port. So, in terms of all of these, itong mga naisip and how Yamaha's adapted to the seating position, to these hooks, and our charging port, I mean, the whole scoot is obviously very, very functional. Maganda yung points niya in the functionality department. Now, sa mga atat sa personalization, or if you want to accessorize the Yamaha gear, of course, rear carrier, magkakaroon naman yan always naman Baka experience ka na ba ng Mio na walang rear carrier option in the future? You can also put a carabiner hook over here. Pwede ka na magkaroon ng console box. So, kunyari, may mga valuables na alam mo, ayaw mong tanggalin all the time, you just want it there. So, the console box option might be for you. Isa sa pinaka-excited ako is the option na pwedeng ilagay dito, and that is front footrests. From here, you can have your feet hanging out over there. So kung personalization lang pinag-usapan, meron at meron to. So one of the things that's adding a lot of value sa money ninyo, I would say, is the answer back system. This is available on the S version. So let's go over there. Ang call out mo, pindot. Ang sagot niya ay toot toot. You know what? I think I said this in another bike feature. If we're talking about answer back system, I think it would be really, really nice. Napakaganda talaga kung ma-figure out ng Yamaha. Voice recognition system, di ba? Answer back. Pag ako sumigaw ng, hello! sasagot yung Mio gear ng hi! So another thing that I think is adding a lot of value, and dito ako naaaliw sa Yamaha, their SMG tech, safety. Check this out. Ang tahimik ng andar. Isa pa. You could barely hear the th and then it's gonna kick up. Hindi siya kwak 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 kwak. Tahimik. This was not available a few years ago. So this is what it sounds like. Of course, one of the things na nagpasiga sa Yamaha, Blue Core technology, giving you more power with less fuel. So Mio gear, meron din siya niyan. Nice touch on this one. I like that. And ang ating headlight, LED na. Yan yung bright natin sa ilalim. Walang bright, bright, non-bright, non-bright, bright. So this is not LED, that is not LED. I think it would have been nice if lahat na LED, diba? I mean, nandiyan na sila eh. LED, LED, that would be great. If you look at it on the side profile, sumisilip lang yung signal light dito. Let me turn it on. See? Parang sumisilip lang siya sa gilid. And if you look at the front, you see how it's inset under the fairing. So I think that's a nice touch over there. Ang ganda ng style na yan. This headlight also is one of the highlights of the whole face of the Mio gear. Patayin ko muna yung makina. Actually, itong profile din na to, this part over here, this part, reminds me of kung si Predator bumait, you know, nagkaroon ng Predator na super bait, na nagsisave imbes of killing, nagsisave siya. Parang ganito yung magiging look niya. Malinis, mabait, pero matapang. Taking a look now at the taillight. That is your taillight. They're using regular bulbs. Stop start system. Of course, the S version has this. Wala siya sa standard traffic. Basically, pag nag-stop ka, pag ito ay naka-on, mamamatay makina to save on fuel. Tapos magta-throttle ka lang, under na yung makina. In the long run, that's gonna save you a lot of money with gas. So in terms of space, goes decently deep. How do we check? With the chinelas. That's my chinela size 11. Ganyan siya kalalim. Yeah, that's how deep it is. From here to here. Lalim din ah. Telephone naman, this is a Galaxy Note 20 Ultra with a ridiculously big aluminum case. Wow, sakto. It's a lot of space, kaya. Thank you, Dai. Mamaya na natin lutuin yan, ha? In case you haven't figured out by now, favorite merienda ko is banana Q, kamote Q. Actually, any fruit sprinkled with brown sugar, sobrang trip ko yan. Okay, saba test. That is 1, 2, 5 sa bus. Now, kung pipilitin niya, di ba nasa palengke kayo, kasya pa isang kamote. Hindi. Medyo delix yan, mahuhulog yan eh. So, 5 saba. That's it, pansit. Okay, let's take a look under the seat naman. Not enough to put in a full face helmet just by the looks of it. Of course, you can tell this is all that you get. That's all the space. Size 11. Might as well. Saan na isang saba? Dito pala naiwan yung isang saba. Take note, naiwan niya isang saba because it's that deep. So this is the 5th saba. If you see how I've ordered it, kung kasama rin itong part nito, meron kang 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 saba. Second layer mo, another 6. Now, going on your third level, so it's another 6 plus 1, 2, 3. 21 sabas more left. I'm sure you can squeeze in an extra 3 there. Total about 25 sabas for this utility box. As with what I only have here, that's 10 fist-sized fruits. Okay? Just so that you can picture it. Up to here. Like what I said, minsan ang upholstery, bagay-bagay lang din yan eh. If I saw this seat on another Mio, on another color, another configuration, baka palitan ko siya. Not to say it's a bad quality, but it's because of how the light bounces off this matte texture. Look at how this and this, tingnan mo paano sila tumeterno. I don't know kung nakikita nyo sa video, but pag nakita nyo in person, sobrang bumagay yung pagkaitim niya sa mga itim na parts with the rest of the automatic, especially with gray. In terms of progress with the previous Mio, this is pretty much the same with the older Mios in terms of quality, look, the tang, those neon highlights, that kind of orange-red needle. It's still the same as before. Same with the switches, same with the grips. Again, with the other Mios, papalitan ko rin yung ating mirror. Now, ano ba difference ito compared to the S version? So essentially, itong standard version, if you look at the wheels, meron siyang graphics dito. And I think this is pretty cool. Meron siyang graphics, staggered. From thin, pakapal ng pakapal, tapos buo na siya. And then you have the gear. written over there. Yung S version, walang wheel graphics. So one of the differences that I noticed, of course, yung needle indicator niya sa gauge, it's white. The standard version, it's parang that red-orange. Meron tayong stop-start system dito. Meron tayong answer-back system as well. Fuel consumption naman, nakakuha po tayo ng 52.548 kpl. So tipid. Again, this will depend on your weight, on how you ride. So pwede kang pumalo ng upper 40s pataas. Acceleration is consistent with the other Mios, as you can see.
Okay, we're off to try the brakes of the Mio gear. So of course, non-ABS po ito. Ito po yung isa sa mga challenges ng mga manufacturers is how to make these non-ABS automatics work na still safe pa rin siya. I mean, yung mga brakes ng araw, obviously mas relics yung mga yan. Pero ngayon, mas modern day, you all would want to have ABS on our bikes kasi mas safe naman talaga siya. So that said, those non-ABS na modern day scoots, they have a challenge to keep it safe, the configuration. Left lever first. Okay, I was expecting iyak agad eh, pero di umiyak ah. There you go. I am not fishtailing as expected. I was expecting maingay yung likod. What? But it's not. Let's go a bit higher, more speed. There you go. Finally made it able to fishtail. Kung ngayon, kung mala action star ka, mahilig ka sa stunts, at gusto mo pa fishtail to, mahihirapan ka. You have to go really fast and you have to slam on the brakes because Yamaha made it this way na gusto niya mas safe yung likod. Now, that said, kung hindi ka naman action star at stunt na, ayaw mo gawin yung mga ganon, so that means the rear is actually above average compared sa mga marami ko nasubukan na non-ABS yung likod na talagang mag-skid na right away. Yeah, you have to go really fast and you gotta slam the brakes for me to buy. But yung mga regular braking, normal, wala oh. Other bikes out there, konting piga mo lang sa likod, skid na agad. Moving on now to our front brakes. Ayan, just take it easy brakes, chill. Okay, good. No sudden locking. Press it even more, a bit faster. So, case in point, folks, if you want to test your brakes, especially the front brake, be careful. If you are testing your bike, of course, it's good para makilala niyo yung brakes ng inyong scooter, diba? Para magamay ninyo, kasi yun lang naman talaga eh. Kung walang ABS yung motor mo, aralin mo talaga ng gusto yung brakes mo, because you have to understand and be conscious kung kailan magla-lock, at which point makabisado mo na magla-lock yung front mo, kasi dun ka ngayon magkukusang magbubo ka. You're gonna pump it ala ABS on your own, mano-mano. Okay, so let's try this faster now. Okay, I'm gonna grip the front brakes even more. So far so good. I have been slamming on it. Of course, I don't want to go too fast. I mean, that's kind of regular emergency braking type. Hindi ka naman sobrang bilis. Pero yung tipong you're traveling 30, 40, biglang kailangan mo talaga promera, may tumawid or what. Walang skid yung harap. Galing. So far sa tigas kong mag-brake, wala akong naranasan na lock sa harap. Now let's try both brakes now. With the Mio gear, I will grip the front more, less of the rear. Yan ang mas sure. As opposed to sabay silang ganon, magsiskid ka pa rin ng konting-konti sa likod, pero gusto mo talaga ma-stop na walang dulas. Front, rear, about, I'd put like 70% more power here, 30 here. May buhangin dito sa may sa amin. I was thinking kung susubukan kong non-ABS sa may buhangin. Syempre wag na, ayoko na gawin yon. So for the brakes, considering non-ABS to and I'm not slipping too much, it's pretty impressive.
for your use. Like my heart.
Like all things in life, longevity is everything. And there is a reason kung bakit ang Mio ay andyan pa rin. As you can see, marami siyang special traits. They focused on toughness of the design, yung pagka-functional niya, and extensibility or good headroom for mods. Now for some improvements, for me, sana mas maidikit pa nila ito sa Gravis in the future. Like, for example, yung cage, di ba? Mas Gravis-esque. Yung drum, sana harap-likod, disc na. Of course, pangarap natin eventually ABS na, di ba? Parang yung Aerox. So again, yung challenge po niyan is trying to give us all of that while keeping the price consistent. Yan po ang bagong Yamaha Mio gear. Ready to rock? Ready to play. Ako po si Zach. Ingat po tayo lahat. Ride safe, stay healthy. Ciao!